Minnesota Vikings, team that's playing in Dublin. I guess there was a question already about, hey, if JJ's healthy and Carson continues to play. Carson played one game, played very well. Very well.
Did turn the ball over probably in the first time since he was 8 years old.
All the upside of Carson Wentz was there. None of the Carson Wentz was there. And you listen to KOC talking to him before the game. KOC's like, hey, it's you and me out there. Okay, you're doing this for me, with me, by me. This is the entire time, play by play. We're going to do this entire thing. And the way Carson responded to that, it was truly as if Kevin O'Connell was setting it up as, hey, we're a tag team right now. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. And don't let me down. I need you not just do the shit, and then I'll be thankful whenever you do the shit. We're in this thing together. It's kind of how KOC. It was a cool thing because of how much success he's had with all these quarterbacks, because he's been in their position before. So he understands where they're at, and he's an incredible play caller, this guy. So the way he kind of motivates and finds each person's best is the reason why he's coach of the year, the reason why they're already talking about him potentially being top 2 coach in the NFL. And he's out there in Minnesota, and they're making magic happen. But Carson Wentz plays good, continues to play good. What are they going to do with J.J. McCarthy? Obviously, J.J. McCarthy came into this year as the starter. Aaron Rodgers, you guys want him in Minnesota? Nope. We feel good with J.J. McCarthy. They did offer Danny Dimes more money than the Indianapolis Colts did for him to be a backup for J.J. McCarthy, but this was supposed to be his year. He gets hurt, has one good quarter, really good quarter.
Yeah.
One really good fourth quarter, gets hurt. Carson Wentz comes in and balls. Their team's built to win right now. The decision for KOC will be, do we ride the hot hand with Carson if this continues and let J.J. kind of watch and experience this even more? And is Carson going to get hurt inevitably? Not guaranteed, but chance, and then you slide JJ in. I don't think Kevin O'Connell should be in any rush if this Carson Wentz experience goes very, very well, and I assume that's how he feels as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think as of right now, the thought is, hey, they'll let Carson Wentz have the European trip, and when he gets back, maybe JJ will take over from there. But I think if Carson Wentz, I mean, it all comes down to how he plays on Sunday and the following Sunday, I guess. But if he goes 2-0 in Europe, coming back, I really don't think they'd be in any rush to say, okay, let's move JJ back in here. So, I mean, we'll see.
This is what O'Connell said. First and foremost, he's got to get healthy. Okay, so he's not healthy right now, so this is not a conversation that is actively taking place. And then I don't think it's one of those things where it's, hey, he's healthy the night before a game, we're going to throw him out there and say, hey, go figure it out type of thing. So Kevin O'Connell doesn't have to answer the question right now. That's what that was, right? The situation he put up, well, if he was healthy the night before a game, we're not going to throw him in there. We don't know what the situation is because he's got to get healthy first, is how Kevin O'Connell is viewing this entire thing. But with that being said, if Carson goes out and crushes it again, I don't know why you would feel an urgency to get JJ back out there other than the fact that you need JJ to develop, right? Which is kind of the conversation with JJ, which goes back to the entire NFL conversation.
Yeah, and it's that, and it's a confidence thing. And if you look at their schedule, obviously they have the Steelers this weekend, but then you follow up with the Browns, with the Eagles, with the Chargers, with the Lions, and the Ravens. Those are all really good football teams with some pretty good defenses. So it's like, do you want to put JJ back in there and take his lumps, or how do you want to deal with that? It's a real thing.
Pittsburgh's defense. Okay, normally really good.
Right.
5 turnovers
last week.
5 turnovers last week. Pittsburgh, Cleveland's defense, historic rate.
Yeah, maybe best ever.
Maybe greatest defense of all time. Maybe greatest defense of all time.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's defense, literally just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, defense, unbelievable. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. Okay, they're in there. Right there. You could see, you could smell them.
Yep.
You could definitely hear them, because they're going to be doing that. Then the Los Angeles Chargers.
They've been pretty good this year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All on a string. And then the Detroit Football Lions, and then the Baltimore Ravens, if they have it figured out by then. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, that's week 10. There was a stat that was floating around the internet for the Baltimore Ravens defense about how last year until week 10, they were considered a bad defense, and then they turned it on towards the end of the year. Right now, they are the worst defense in the NFL, which is what we don't expect at all from this Baltimore Ravens team. But you look at that stretch right there, it's like, all right, JJ, you're healthy.
Go get him.
Yeah.
And if Carson, who's been there, done that, is one tough son of a bitch. We know that about Carson Wentz.
Yep.
He will go out there with an entire broken body, the entire skeleton broken. He will go out there and play football, which we appreciate and we love. But he's also seen it before. And this is the resurgence of these quarterbacks. Seeing the defense before, understanding what's possible. Where am I going to die? What is the opt-out here? Like, if Carson Wentz is making all the mature decisions that Danny Dimes is making here, that maybe Baker's making down, what Sam Darnold's making now, it's like that era of quarterback getting their second shot right now, really striving. Looks like Carson may be the next guy to do that.
Yeah, Carson playing overseas makes a ton of sense. The only thing is, like, when you look at the JJ stuff, their whole team, their whole offense looked back because Christian Darrisaw wasn't out there.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have
Agreed.
his starting left tackle. Like, as someone who watched Drake May, for his rookie year without a left tackle, it looked terrible. Now that he has a left tackle with Will Campbell, it looks completely different. So, like, as bad as it was for JJ, they lost to the Falcons, and the Falcons defense looked great, and then the Falcons lost 30-0 to the Panthers. And it's like, is the Falcons defense good, or did the Vikings' second best player is Christian Darrisaw playing left tackle, and they didn't have him? Like, Carson playing overseas makes sense. So, like, there's no reason to put him out there against Pittsburgh, which is going to be a Pittsburgh home game. That's going to be a Pittsburgh crowd. The Steelers own Ireland. That is a fact. And then Cleveland, Cleveland's defense on the road, we'll see. They've already given up 40 once, but it still is one of those things where the Cleveland defense might come out hot. So I'm not I feel like Penix is more of a worry than like JJ McCarthy, just because, like, without that guy, you just said it, like, they're worried about where they're coming from. Without Darrisaw, it was coming from the left side of the line every single snap.
I get what you're saying there. Making a decision if Carson continues the ball to go back to JJ with Christian Darrisaw or not is going to be a tough one for KOC.
Yeah.
I mean, that is going to be a tough decision for KOC. It's going to be, especially if they go on the run that they're about, if they beat all these teams.
Oh.
Well,
Could you imagine they get wins over Pittsburgh and Cleveland, or they get a win over LA right there? Like, that would be.
They'll be favored in both.
That'd be gigantic.
They've
win.
done that, though.
well, but to your point, too, about, like, hey, if we want to develop JJ, like, those games that you said in that stretch after they get back, like, that's not a, hey, we just can't have you lose the game for us. Like, that's a, hey, we're going to need the quarterback to make plays in these games. I don't think you can rely on their defense to score 2 touchdowns a week. And Carson, like we've said, when he's playing his best, like, he can be a guy who can go out and win you a game.
And then Carson, does he become the next Danny Dimes that the Minnesota Vikings can't keep around, or Kirk Cousins that they can't keep around, Sam Darnold that they can't keep around? Then you think to yourself, but do we waste games trying to develop a guy when our entire team is built? It's like such a...
We are giving Carl a lot of credit, though.
Without a doubt.
This is his sixth team in 6 years.
They're not going to do
We're
this.
giving
Like,
KOC credit.
if they wanted to win the Super Bowl this year, they would have hung on to Sam Darnold. Like, this whole year is because of JJ. I know we're talking about, like, hey, they can go win the Super Bowl. The whole year is dedicated to JJ McCarthy's development. Like, Carson Wentz, guess what? He's not going to win the Super Bowl. I really do. I enjoy the Carson Wentz thing.
How do you know that?
Because they won 14. They went 14-3 last year.
Okay.
He knows they have a good team. If they wanted to go and win the Super Bowl, it would probably make sense to pay Sam Darnold $40 million and then let JJ sit and watch him. But instead, it's like, hey, we need to get JJ out there to play, to develop him. So this year might not be.
What if they thought JJ was going to do very well?
Absolutely.
With or without Christian Darrisaw? Like, that was kind of what was being kind of discussed. So we see
Without Darrisaw?
We see 7 quarters, though.
Yeah.
We see 7 quarters of not good football. And then he murders the Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and now the Bengals, what is the Bengals defense? That's a whole nother conversation. There's a lot of those. But I'm just saying, KOC's decision-making process, in the reality of the situation, if they're winning and Carson's playing good, that would be very difficult, I think, for KOC to do. And if he does, I think that's his confidence in JJ. But what if JJ over the next couple of weeks sees Carson ball out, maybe it makes him better, and then he comes back and he's the best version of himself like he was in that fourth quarter? All these things are possible. That's why football is the greatest.